Location is a very easy section. You can get lots of nice marks on this quite easily. So you need to know the factors that are important when you're considering where to locate a business, and evaluate whether the choice of location is as important to every business, because there are going to be some businesses where it's more important than others. So factors to consider. Costs. You know, how much is the rent going to cost when you're there? How much is labour going to cost? How close are you to the market? Do you need to be close to the market? Do you need to be close to the customers? Do you need to be close to the suppliers and the resources? Over here we have this. What kind of image does your location give your business? Will you be able to charge a high price because of the branding, the image? Are there qualitative factors, as in non-measurable factors? You know, if the managing director just want to open up a business in a nice, hot, sunny place, glamorous place, maybe that's a factor that they've considered. Are there any incentives to move to a certain area, like a government grant? Or what's the infrastructure like? Does it even matter, the infrastructure? Road, rail, ports, airports, do you need to be close to those? Or is it broadband that's very important to you? You can also break down the different types of location, the different factors into what impact does it have. So marketing obviously might have an impact on the image of the product. You know, I hate to admit it, but New York, Paris, London, a little bit more glamorous than maybe Blackburn is, but I don't know, maybe in the eye of the beholder. But that has an impact on the image of the product. It can have an impact on the price. Maybe where you base your product has an impact on your actual products as well, like language features. It might have where you base your product might have an impact on lead times for getting your product from your suppliers or your raw materials. It might have an impact where you base yourself on the rent that you're charged, on government grants, on whether you're near to skilled workers, or are there any communication problems. So it really affects a lot of the business. So let's have a look at some of the factors that we can see here. Why are these factors? Ooh, what's happening here? I didn't want to do that. Let's just get rid of that box. Oh, this is not what I wanted to do. Let's just press back. Oh, that's done something weird. Oh well. Actors to consider. Should be factors, really, shouldn't it? Why is it doing that? Anyway, there we go. Factors to consider. Cost of rent. I'll just verbally talk these through. So, you know, that's a nice point to put down, but why is that important for the business? Well, the cost of rent is going to have an impact on the total cost of the business. Then that has an impact on the profit margins that the business make. So very, very important. Infrastructure. Infrastructure has, you know, it depends what infrastructure you're looking at. You're looking at physical infrastructure, road, rail. That's going to have an impact on how your customers can access you, or if they need to access you. It has an impact on how employees can get to you. It has an impact on how raw materials can get to you, how long it takes, the cost of getting the raw materials to you. So again, having an impact on the profit margins. It can also have an impact on broadband speeds, which might be important if you're running an internet business. Do you need to be close to the market? Do you need good footfall, so lots of customers passing you, or are you kind of a business that sells to other businesses, so you don't necessarily need to be close to the consumer, the end consumer, so for example in a shopping centre. Image can affect the business. It might affect how much you can charge for your products. Government grants, again, are going to affect the costs. Usually governments have grants to kind of locate in areas where maybe there's very high unemployment, so that the business offers employment opportunities to the people there. So that might have an impact on your costs. And does the place where you're going to locate yourself have people that are suitably skilled and suitably trained? You know, if you're a kind of techie person, you're going to locate yourself in like California, because there's lots of techie businesses over there, and if you're starting up a techie business, then that's probably where you're going to want to be located. That's why Apple and Facebook and Google all have their headquarters there. What's really interesting is thinking about what businesses does location not matter. Now, I think this is a bit of a false question. I think location matters to every type of business, but it's different factors that matter to different businesses. So if you are like Amazon, you're not going to really need to have a large footfall of consumers because they go via your website. So it's the kind of, you're going to need good infrastructure in terms of broadband, but you're also going to need a large warehouse because you're going to need to store all your items somewhere, and good distribution network so you can get them on the road quickly and get good kind of delivery time, short delivery times, and please your customers. So you're not going to be wanting to be located in the middle of a city. But you can see that even for an online business, location is really, really important as well. Whereas if you're a retail business or a restaurant, you want to be in the centre of a city or a very popular area. Maybe you want to be in a quite stylish area to be able to charge those higher prices. So location matters to every business. It's just that not every factor to do with location matters to every business. So some factors are more important than other factors. And there's loads and loads of past paper questions that you can get on location, and very often kind of discuss issues, and I think we've been through a lot of those issues as well. One of the issues we didn't go through is if you are relocating, that's obviously going to be upheaval for your kind of workers. If you think about Media City when it relocated, when the BBC relocated a lot of their organisation from London up to Media City, some of the news readers didn't want to relocate, so they didn't come, so they had to leave their jobs, so they needed to recruit new workers, and you can't just like move, you've got to give them a bit of an incentive, as in, you pay their moving costs for relocation as well. So lots of factors there to consider. But remember, I think it's very important, even if you think, it's a footloose business which doesn't need one fixed location, there are certain factors that are going to be important, location factors that is important for every single business, regardless of who they are.